In a cozy cottage, nestled amidst rolling hills, lived a family bound by love. There was a kind grandfather with silver hair, his loving son and daughter-in-law, and two bright-eyed grandchildren, Lily and Tom. Laughter filled their home, and stories wove magic into their evenings. They shared meals together, their days filled with the simple joys of life. The children adored their grandfather, his wrinkles etched with time and wisdom. He would tell them tales of brave knights and mystical creatures, his voice a soothing melody. As time went by, the grandfather's hands began to tremble, a sign of the years catching up with him. His once steady grip weakened and his steps faltered, each movement becoming a challenge. Eating became a messy affair, with spills and dropped utensils becoming a common sight at the dinner table. At first, the son and daughter-in-law were understanding, but as days turned into weeks, their patience wore thin, frustration creeping in. "Father," the son sighed one evening as soup dribbled down the old man's chin. "You must be more careful," he urged gently. Lily and Tom watched, their smiles fading, replaced by concern and sadness. They noticed the sadness in their grandfather's eyes, the way his shoulders slumped a little lower, burdened by his struggles. Their young hearts ached for him, feeling a deep empathy for his plight. One evening, as the family gathered for supper, the atmosphere was warm and filled with chatter. Suddenly, a plate slipped from the grandfather's trembling hands, causing a moment of silence. It clattered to the floor, breaking into pieces, the sound echoing through the room. Exasperated, the daughter-in-law declared, "That's it, from now on, father will eat from a wooden plate." "It's less likely to break," she added firmly. And so it was. The grandfather was given a plain wooden plate, a stark contrast to the delicate china used by the rest of the family. He ate in silence, his eyes downcast, feeling the weight of his family's decision. A single tear traced a path down his wrinkled cheek, a silent testament to his sorrow. That night, little Tom approached his grandfather, his brow furrowed with concern. He had noticed something different at dinner and couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. "Grandpa," he whispered, "why do you have a different plate?" His innocent eyes searched for an answer, hoping to understand the reason behind this small but significant difference. The old man patted his grandson's head, a sad smile gracing his lips. He knew this moment would come, but he hadn't expected it to be so soon. "It's because my old hands shake, Tommy," he explained gently. "The tremors make it hard for me to hold a regular plate without spilling. I make a mess, and your parents worry about broken dishes. They think it's easier for me to use a wooden plate, but it makes me feel different." Tom looked at his grandfather's trembling hands, then at the wooden plate. He could see the sadness in his grandfather's eyes and felt a pang of empathy. A thought sparked in his young mind. He wanted to do something to make his grandfather feel better, to show him that he was loved and respected. He went to his room, retrieved a piece of wood, and began to carve. His small hands worked diligently, shaping the wood with care and determination. The next day at dinner, Tom proudly presented his parents with two hand-carved wooden plates. He had spent hours making them, hoping they would understand his message. "Here you go, Mama, Papa," he chirped. His voice was filled with excitement and a sense of accomplishment. "Now, when you get old and your hands shake, you can use these too." His words were simple, but they carried a profound message. Silence descended upon the room. The weight of Tom's words hung in the air, making everyone reflect on their actions. The son and daughter-in-law looked at the plates, then at their son, and finally at their aging father. Shame washed over them. They realized they had been inconsiderate. They hadn't considered their own mortality, the day they too might need a little extra patience and understanding. Tom's gesture had opened their eyes. From that day forward, the grandfather was treated with the utmost respect and care. The family made a conscious effort to be more compassionate. The wooden plate was replaced with his favorite china, and meals became a time for laughter and shared stories once more. The atmosphere at the dinner table changed for the better. Tom's simple act of compassion had reminded everyone of the importance of empathy and the fleeting nature of time. It was a lesson they would carry with them forever. Remember, dear reader, to treat everyone with kindness and understanding, for we all grow old, and a little compassion goes a long way. Let Tom's story inspire you to be more empathetic in your daily life.